A Girl's Guide and the Back to Us Radio Network is headed to New York. We're headed to the Big Apple to participate in a huge annual bloggers conference, BlogHer'15, Experts Among Us, presented by She Knows Media. Now in its 11th year, She Knows Media and BlogHer are joining forces to co-produce this event, which seeks to empower women to express themselves and their unique points of view through content creation. BlogHer'15 Experts Among Us will be held in New York City from July 16th through the 18th, 2015. How would you like to see all of these powerhouse women on one stage? What about Girl Scout CEO Anna Marie Chavez? Or journalist and Starfish Foundation founder Soledad O'Brien? What about She Knows Media Chief Revenue Officer Samantha Ski? Or how about Academy Award-winning actress and founder of Goop, Gwyneth Paltrow? Or what about my favorites and who I'm looking forward to seeing? Lovey from Awesomely Lovey and the Red Pump Project, Feminista Jones from FeministaJones.com, Mickey Kendall from Hood Feminist, and the closing keynote speaker, award-winning director of Selma, Ava DuVernay. Listen, if you are a writer or an online creative of any kind, then you need to get your life together in the next 2 weeks and get to New York City. July 16th through the 18th, BlogHer'15, Experts Among Us, presented by She Knows Media. Hi, I'm your host, Michelle A. Dalvest, and this is A Girl's Guide here on the Back to Us Radio Network. According to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, approximately 1 in 5 adults in the U.S. experience mental illness in any given year. Women live with mental illness at twice the rate of men. Postpartum depression affects 1 in 7 women, and half of all chronic mental illnesses begin by the age of 14. 3/4 begin by the age of 24. And despite effective treatment, there are long delays and sometimes even decades between the first appearance of symptoms and when people get help. Translation, there are a lot of people who live in silence with mental illness. And so, this brings me to our topic today. In our lives, we tend to most often connect with those who are similar to us. We form groups and connections based on various similarities, and it's easy to get stuck where we are known, where we're comfortable. But we have the opportunity to broaden our experience and increase our empathy when we make an effort to connect with those outside of our tribe. My guests today are participants in a storytelling session forum at BlogHer'15. Its title is, I Want You to Know Me, Storytelling About Living with Mental Health Issues. In this powerful storytelling session planned by BlogHer'15, my guest today will let the power of storytelling take you inside of their world and their experience. This is an awesome chance to listen, to learn, and to relate. Today, I welcome Sarah Fader of Stigma Fighters and Adrienne Nieves of ButterflyConfessions. Sarah and Adrienne, welcome. I am so glad to have you here on A Girl's Guide and the Back to Us Radio Network. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you for having us. I'm really glad to be here.
Thank you so much for having us. Yeah, we're so thrilled to be here.
I'm excited. I'm excited for what you guys are going to talk about at BlogHer'15. I'm excited about just maybe the little snippet of information that you're going to give to some of my readers and some of my listeners about what you're going to be presenting. So let's just start. Let's just jump right in. I wanted to give each of you the opportunity to tell us a little bit about your platform, why you are excited to be part of this session, and what you're going to be bringing to the conversation here at BlogHer'15 this year. Sarah, let's start with you.
With me. So I am the CEO and founder of the nonprofit organization Stigma Fighters, and it is a mental health platform where I allow people the opportunity to share their story about living with mental illness or mental health issues. And it started as a blog series, and it's grown into this organization, and I am now producing anthologies full of these stories, and I'm hoping to bring awareness to mental health because it's something that silenced me for many years, so it's a personal struggle that I've had, and I don't want anyone to suffer in silence. I openly talk about living with panic disorder and depression, and for years it silenced me and I wasn't able to speak about it, and I felt as if I was it's almost like being in the closet because you can't really speak openly and freely with your peers or with the people around you because you feel like nobody will understand, and I don't want anyone to experience that. And I also think of my children when I think of stigma fighters, because should they ever have any mental health issues, they'll know that they're not alone.
Why are you excited to be part of this session here at BlogHer'15?
Well, I'm excited. First of all, it's really an honor to work with Adrienne because I love her work and I think her voice is incredible. So that is one of the reasons that I'm thrilled to be on this panel. And actually, Adrienne wrote for Stigma Fighters, so that's amazing, and I'm really happy that she's a part of the organization, and I love her, and I'm happy to be able to share with people my experience and hear from other people what they've been through, and show people that they can tell their story, and I want to inspire people to be able to get to their personal truth and be able to honestly speak about what they've been through, because it's freeing to be able to be honest about who you really are.
Absolutely. Is there a particular story or particular focus of your storytelling session at your at this session here at BlogHer that you want to share with us?
I think...
Without giving it all away.
Right, exactly. No, I think one thing that I would like to help people focus on is a core memory that they've been through with regard to their mental health journey. So the thing that you can really learn a lot from something that really stuck with you. You know, like, for example, for me, I remember the first time that I was able to breathe through a panic attack. And that was really powerful because for so long it was paralyzing to me. I would literally freeze and I would not be able to get through living with panic. It was like a feedback loop. Like I'd get stuck in this sort of experience and I wouldn't be able to function. And so the day that I was able to breathe through a panic attack changed my whole life. And it really was a fundamental step in becoming not fighting against living with panic, but actually being with it. I want to help people access that memory, something that really that stuck with them, and showed them that something that you can really harness and develop some truth from.
I'm definitely looking forward to attending this session. Wow. Adrienne, what about you? Tell us a little bit about your platform and why you're excited to be part of this session here at BlogHer'15, and maybe just a little glimpse into what you're going to be talking about.
Well, first, I just want to thank Sarah for those wonderful things that she said about me. That was very heartwarming and touching and left me a little floored. Sarah, thank you for that. I really enjoy the work that you do with Stigma Fighters. I love seeing how it's grown and developed over the last year. And I'm really excited to see how people respond to it at, once they meet you at BlogHer this year. So thank you.
You're welcome. I can't wait to give you a hug.
Yes, lots of hugs. For me, I would say that my platform, I guess, really started about 5 years ago when I started my blog just as a place for me to kind of process everything that was going on in my life at the time, especially mentally. And it was also a place for me to write. And, because I've always been a writer, but I had fallen out of practice and I had kind of lost my creativity and my voice. And so I started my blog to help kind of get back on the horse with that and also process everything that I was dealing with at the time. And part of that, being a single mother to 2 kids, and I had just had my second child, and I was in the middle of postpartum depression and anxiety and was in a pretty intense battle with it, and writing helped me get through it. So the bulk of my writing a few years ago was a lot about finding my way through PPD and anxiety and really my way through motherhood. Out of that, I got connected with Postpartum Progress and Catherine Stone. She helped me find help. I started getting treatment. My diagnosis eventually changed to bipolar disorder with OCD and anxiety, and I started getting treatment for that through the Department of Veterans Affairs because I am a U.S. Air Force veteran. I got connected with Catherine Stone and with Postpartum Progress, and as I started to get stabilized in my treatment and started to recover from postpartum depression, I started doing more with my writing in terms of lending my writing to support the work that Catherine was doing with Postpartum Progress, and that eventually led to me being on the editorial team for the blog for Postpartum Progress, and I also was able to do some volunteer work on the nonprofit side for her and Postpartum Progress as well. And I'm just really grateful to her for the space she gave me on her platform, especially as a woman of color, to share my experience, because when I first sat down at the computer and did a Google search about postpartum depression, I didn't see anything about minority women and maternal mental health issues, or minority women and mental health issues, period. And I didn't see anybody that looked like me. So her giving me the space on her platform to kind of give a face, a different look and face to postpartum depression and other perinatal mood disorders was a huge opportunity, and one that really helped me get to where I'm at now, where I have shifted and expanded my focus in my advocacy and with my writing to where now I'm more focused on women of color and our mental health and mental health issues in general, not so much focused on maternal mental health. That's still part of the focus, but it is not my sole focus anymore. I really want to help educate and empower and strengthen and support women of color in their mental health journeys, and kind of help combat the cultural stigma that exists in minority communities around mental health and mental illness. So I have been doing more work from that end, and within the next few months we'll be launching an online platform specifically for women of color, where we'll be able to discuss the mental health issues that we face and kind of provide a safe space. We currently have a secret Facebook group that is a safe space for women to come and just, share as they need to and gain support from one another. It's really grown and thrived over the last year since we started it last summer. And I'm just really grateful for that space, and to see the 40 women that we have there really start to build a very sacred and supportive community. We're going to be doing Twitter chats, and we're going to have a blog and a website, and eventually it will become a nonprofit. And so we're just working with a great team of women, and I'm just really excited about that. So that's kind of been a little bit of my journey, my platform in speaking about mental health issues. And at BlogHer, I'm really excited this year to continue to just do what I've always done, which is just say, hey, this is me, this is who I am, this has been my experience, and I don't want to give away how I'm going to do this as I tell my story during the session, but I will be focusing mostly on how getting treatment, getting diagnosed, getting treatment, finding help, and getting support, and how living with mental illness has actually made me a better person, and how it's helped me take care of myself, and how it has helped me really thrive and live a healthy, productive, quality life in spite of the struggles that I've had with it. I really feel that as debilitating as it can be, it is something that also builds me up and strengthens me and emboldens me to live my life and to live it out loud as a wife, as a mother, as a woman in general. So I'm really looking forward to kind of flipping the script a little bit and talking about how, I'm grateful in some ways for the fact that I do have a mental illness.
How it's empowered you.
Yes.
Sarah, who do you think should attend this session?
That's a really good question. I think that anybody would benefit from attending this session. Anyone that's looking to be reflective and learn more about themselves. I guess that would be the answer. Because the thing is that it doesn't necessarily have to be somebody who's living with mental health issues or has a mental illness. It could be somebody that, the truth is that mental illness impacts everybody. So you don't necessarily have to have bipolar disorder, but maybe your best friend does, or maybe your sister does, or your brother. So